those who are preparing, those who are working for the last 2-3 months, and hardly 1 month is there for the exam. So people are missing out. The students, mainly the B.F.Sc, the UG/PG students, means who wants to make their academic career and who wants to go abroad for higher education. So we thought there must be something for them. So we said, don't think this is a formal regular webinar. This is, you can say it as an interactive session, and all of here means we are not very far or very far seniors. We are very immediate seniors, maybe 2 or 3 years seniors. So you can have a good healthy interaction with us. You can clarify all your queries, and if you have any doubts regarding preparation, exam, seats, how to apply for, we have an array of speakers. So you can see Abu Tagir Ibrahim sir. So many might have known him by now. He has did his UG from Tamil Nadu, masters CFA again. He got recruited in ARS. We won't discuss any academic achievements. We'll just tell their background and their interesting fact. So Abu sir, he's means he has recruited in ARS 1 year back, and Shilpa, Jinita, they are also. One is from 2019 batch and the other is 2018, and they're here to help you out regarding the preparation strategies. What are the tips and tricks? And Abu sir, can you share the screen, sir? And so they will help you out. Means you can clarify your doubts and queries. You can ask them what are the tips and tricks they have followed, or you wanted to know. Hardly there is 1 month, so you can ask them what made them to go that extra thing. So you can ask. There is no this thing, and there is Krishna sir. He's also All India topper previous 2 years back, and he has joined here in CFP PhD, and he has applied abroad, and he went there, and he's very good at the approaching the foreign universities, and you can ask him regarding the higher education opportunities. What are the opportunities? What should be your mindset if you want to pursue higher education? And we have very 2 new UG students. They are very innovative, creative, and they are doing quite well, because one student have made an app. He has made Fisheries e-courses for free at the rate of free cost, and he's giving all the knowledge, all the social media handles. And one other guy, he has his own website. He's quite innovative enough. He's publishing his own newsletter. He's helping farmers. He's helping students. So we thought it's a good amalgam. We have brought academics, the networking, the abroad, the opportunities, etc. So it's a quite good amalgam, and I'm very happy. We are very happy to welcome you all. Hope you are all feeling good, and I will firstly I will tell you all, like, this is not a regular webinar, so you can be very free. Feel free to ask your queries. Once the speaker he finished his talk, you can ask your query or question, or you can put that in chat box. We will read that for you. So don't hesitate to ask anything. So we are all your immediate seniors, not too far. So we are just 1 or 2 years seniors, and we are here to help you out, or we want to learn something from you, and we want you to learn something from us. Okay, and it's a two-way thing. So I would like to welcome our first speaker, Abu sir, and you all know. I will give a simple introduction. So he's our 3-year senior. He did his B.F.Sc from Tamil Nadu, masters from CFA, and he got recruited in ARS last year. So he's quite innovative. He's creative. He's our mentor, and interesting fact about him is he likes to share his knowledge, and he's an environmentalist, you can say, a kind of environmentalist, and he will conduct beach walks, and he's very good in interacting with students. So here we go. Abu sir, can you take over?
Yes, Chanaka. Thank you very much for bringing me out. And it's a water gathering here. We have 100. We touched 100 here, and in Facebook also we are with many participants and aspirants and students from different states and different colleges are here. Very Good evening to all. Today I would like to share some few tips, few basic tips and tricks for any fisheries exams preparations. So most of our entrance exams are generally competitive, and it is based on MCQ based, or very few having that will test our written or oral skills. Here I will brief out few tips to basic which I have followed. So this is about me. Like once upon a time I cleared this JRF. Now presently working in agriculture research service. If any exam is concerned, people will do either hard work or smart work. To me, it's like it's an amalgamation of both. Like smartly designed hard work, it helps, and it is my strategy in most of the exams. And before setting any, before starting into a preparation, set a timeline in which within this part, this month I will complete this part, and divide the timeline into weekly planner into daily planner, and finish the task and appreciate yourself, so that you will complete your portions, or or you can alter your schedules without altering your any of the fun part of these things. First of all, many aspirants or many students has a doubt like which notes would I study for these exams. I would prefer like you study, you take any notes. Either it may be from online, it may be from series of books, or it may be from any source. But from there you make your own source, your own notes. That may be either handwritten or nowadays the online tools which are all booming. That is very safe, and it can last forever. So that one we make a habit. And most important part, like after completion of any competitive exams, we will give our notes to our juniors, or we will leave our notes. That don't do, because most of our notes will be helpful for another 2-3 exams which you will be going to face in your life. So always keep safe and take care of your notes. In any examination, another main part is confidence. So how can you build your confidence? First of all, you have to trust your preparations. Like you are going through your preparations good, and note down whatever you think and learn in separate diary or notebook, and always have a positive approach towards your exams. And most of the time people will study hard, but they won't relax their mind. So in between these exams, take some fun tips without affecting your preparations, and revise as many times it is possible. And there are many mock tests nowadays available. Do it. These kind of things will always improve you mentally. And another most important thing is having self-motivation. What you want to be in the near future, you see it now itself. So start working for it. That is the mantra which always I used to keep. And many of us will have a busy schedule, or you may be busy in other works and not getting time for preparation. That there you can use these smart works. Nowadays we are all involved in these digital tools. We are you can see my digital spend for yesterday is 2 hours 22 minutes. Most of the time I am spending in Instagram and WhatsApp, and many of the apps. In those apps we can follow now so many Facebook pages that have fisheries information. Like one such is Fisheries Chanakya, and we have Step 2 Fisheries there, and Fisheries Pinar, so on so on. So you start following these pages whenever you go to this Instagram or Facebook or any other social media. Have a habit of going through these pages. So in this way, you are smartly learning, and you are not time. And nowadays people are started to record their voices, and whenever they are in a busy time, they are having the habit of repeating and hearing it. So these kind of smart works helps for these busy persons. They are in jobs, maybe in ELP or ROBE, or they are doing some courses. For them it may be helpful. And most important strategy I used to follow is exam-based strategy. People during their exam they become very tensed. Night before exams you might not get sleep also. So in this point you have to be very calm. Already you have prepared so much that one day preparation won't help you for passing in that exam. So this thing you have to make clear, and you have to stay calm as much as possible. And during the exam, your physical as well as mental consciousness matters. And in the examination hall, there won't be any person to motivate you. It's you. You have to motivate yourself in the exam. It's you, how you are managing the 3 hours or 2 hours time with yourself that helps to remember the things which you have studied. So be active, and before exam 2 to 3 days, stay calm. Only revise, no need to go for new notes or new things. Just believe yourself. And always during the exams, you analyze this SWOT analysis. For example, these are my this is the SWOT analysis of myself. My strength is I'm good in surfing notes. There are many weaknesses with me, like lazy, and I got distractions easily. But I have more friends, so to them I will collaborate and study combine. So and for this the threats are like the time ticking. I may not follow the time. So the threats and the weakness which I will consider, and whatever opportunity for it, I will work on it. So each one of us may have different strengths, different weaknesses, different threats. First, know yourself, what strengths you are, and what opportunities you are. So in the left part, you can concentrate on your strengths and their opportunities. So with this, I conclude. If any doubts you are having, you feel free to ask, or any question it's in your mind, you can ask, and you can follow me in through my Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, or email. You can get in contact, or through Fisheries Channel. Thank you. It's open discussion. Anyone wants any doubts in your mind, you can ask.
Thank you, Abu sir. So sir has rightly emphasized the importance of smart work, and maybe he believes in breaking down the targets. So he make the big targets. He will make them to chunks. So breaking down the targets, we have told what you have to do before 1 day or 2 days before the exam, and like he believes, means smart work. You should do more of smart work than hard work. So suppose he told, we have just mentioned that whenever you come to Facebook or Instagram, just check some of the pages. So one thing, means maybe you will get one concept that may be replicated in your exam, in your any entrance exam. So believe in smart work. Means this is what I have grabbed him from. I know him from over the years. So believe in smart work, and he told us be confident. So you don't stress yourself so much. So this is, you have only, suppose if you are writing some JRF SRF exam, so you hardly have 1 month. So you no need to stress yourself out. I have not did this. I have not this out. So he have told, as he rightly mentioned, that you have to do analysis, SWOT analysis. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? So you have to believe in your strength, and you have to work on your weaknesses. And he has cracked. I mean, with this concept itself, he has cleared all the way JRF, all the nets, and ARS exam. So if anyone has any query regarding what he has spoken, you can directly ask him, or you can put that in chat box. If anyone have doubts, then this is an interactive session. This is not a regular webinar, so you can just unmute yourself and you can ask whatever. It means there is no big doubt, there is no small doubt. You can ask anything.
Hello, sir. Yeah, Kuldeep.
Hi, Kuldeep. You can ask, sir.
Sir, my question is why students are crazy for CIF? Is there any metrics in Mumbai? Sometimes students don't get admission in CIF, then they get depressed. So, this it's okay. First of all, the one crazy thing that attracts all the juniors or all the people here is the stipend offered here. It's the highest one among you can take any fisheries college in India. That's the major thing. And also the life in Mumbai, you know, the dream city. That's the two craziest things that drives people here. And to be honest, the facilities here and in a different fisheries college, the opportunities are more or less same. So there is no hidden truth, hidden magic in it. And one can, if someone not getting these seats, it doesn't mean that your life is end here. You have many, you have to, that's what I told, like, you have to believe in yourself. If you are not able to crack this exam, no problem. This single exam or anything won't decide your future. It's all your skills and your willpower. So if you are not able to crack, no problem. You take admission in whatever colleges and do active researches. So your mind process and ideas matters lot than other factors. So leave it other factors. Here in CIT maybe per year 97 seats they are recruiting per year. There are thousands of candidates they are writing these exams, especially this year. So maybe 900 won't get. So don't downgrade yourself. So believe in yourself and keep shining every day, wherever you are. Okay, thank you. It's a nice question. What attracts people to CIF? It's a nice question. My answer is the stipend. And the based on persons, it all depends on person. My senior, they have went to CIF. By seeing them, I would have grown. So I also think like, okay, I have to go there and study. These are all things attracts. Okay. How can we, going to next question, how can we study for exam from third year? Oh, that's a nice question. Like, for this any competitive exam, we started studying from LKG itself. Because this all process, it doesn't start from third year or fourth year. It starts from your LKG or the day you are born. So you can start studying from first year also. You can start studying from third year also, because you are going through your B.F.Sc syllabuses that are all only asked in competitive exam. So it's not a problem. In third year, along with your coursework, you have to deal with your coursework as well. So while doing your coursework, you smartly write down the bits for these exams, or you prepare the notes. That will help. So from third year or even from first year also one can start preparing. There are almost total fee for CIT or B.F.Sc. Okay. Yeah, I think it is 18,000 per semester. Per semester is, yes, Chanakya, is it 1 year?
No, sir, yearly, sir. Only first sem they have to pay. Second sem they no need to pay.
18,000 is the fee.
Yeah, 17,000 something.
13,000 you will get a stipend, I guess. And 8,000 non-JRF, 7,500 something. Okay,
Yeah, any more question to Abu sir? So we can go to the next speaker.
Sir, good evening, sir. I am Sidhu, sir, from Andhra Pradesh. Yeah, good evening.
Hi Sidhu, you can ask your question.
Sir, while preparing for ICAR JRF, we will come across different types of textbooks, handbooks, and college notes. Sir, rather than that, we are studying e-course also, sir. Sir, should we give more preference for studying e-course? Means, can we expect any? Just only 1 or 2 times revision is necessary, sir. But to be honest, who prepares this question paper on, and from where they are preparing on, but they they may be from either from any state fisheries colleges or else from any Fisheries Institute or Central Fisheries Institute, a person from there only prepares the questions or sets the question. So they might refer, so mostly they will refer these ICAR books. So what are published in ICAR, since it is a ICAR based exam. And now the online courses, then online materials, like I said, the online social media also. So many now you can see in YouTube just by fisheries, typing fisheries, you may get set of notes. So for me, it's like no this thing like particular things that we have to prepare only online courses or only online notes or online or offline books. You whatever you are able to serve, no problem. It's not a crime to acquire knowledge. So this helps this what to say, the hungriness for learning things or hungriness to read the things in these exams. That is the basic motto of this exam. Like maybe sometimes you may ask the recent what is the recent things happening in fisheries. That kind of things you may not find in online materials or books. So it's all a mixture of study materials helps. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Sir, there is a question in chat box. Only for you, tailor fit question, please.
Okay, what should be the right approach in reading concept to write appropriate long answers for ARS means? Okay. ARS means it's different. It's a subjective base. Like we have to write, and here many questions are asked in a limited time. So we have to prepare in such a way like we can write all those questions. If you miss out one question also, then that hurts our ranking in the ARS. So for that main thing, you should have very fast writing skill. And for interview, you should have this vocal skills or oral skills. So for while preparing for ARS exam means you practice your handwriting and you practice your posturing along with within the time limit how you can able to collect different answers and pull out and give a perfect mix there. That helps. So it is the right approach, like reading and writing. That is the right approach to give long answer for ARS means. We should take questions at the end after.
Sir, thank you, sir. Means we may run out of time, so we'll ask the next presenter, and whoever having any doubts, they can post that in the chat box, so we can read it out for you. So we welcome our next presenter, next speaker, Shilpa. She is an All India first ranker in 2018, and at the same year she is topper of PFGF. And she has a lot of experience regarding the entrance exams, PG, UG. So you can she can guide you, and she can give some good strategy regarding the preparation, and she will do that. Welcome, Shilpa. Now you can take over.
Thank you, Tanika. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, you are audible.
Good evening, everyone. As Tanika has introduced, I'm Shilpa. Presently, I'm doing my B.F.Sc in CIC. So, as a part of this initiative, I will be talking briefly about how to handle this 1 month before the examination. So, what can we do? The small tips and tricks, what will take us to a good rank, achieving a good rank in this examination. So, I think I've noted down a few points, and I'll be talking about them orally rather than I have not prepared any slides. So, first of all, now at the last 1 month, I think we should be doing revision. So, we have studied a lot of things. First year, second year, third year, or during the preparation time, we have studied a lot of things. Now, the most important thing is, are we able to recollect them? Because on the day of the examination, what we have to do is that when on seeing the question paper, our brain should be able to go back into that time period when we studied that particular content and recollect the correct answer. So, are we able to do that? That is the point that we should be focusing on. So, we should do revision. So, if you have prepared some kind of notes while you were studying, rather than studying anything new. Or like I used to underline things. That is how I used to read and write in the side of the book paper. So I used to flip pages and go through them. So that was kind of revision I used to do. But to be very honest, like 20 days before the examination, I was also having extreme amount of stress and tension. So even like by flipping the books also, I was not confident. I was not able to concentrate. Then I changed my strategy of doing revision into another way. So that was how I used to do is that I used to do a lot of questions. I used to solve a lot of questions. So at that time when I was studying, there were not these many online forums which were conducting examinations and all. So whatever was available to me, I used to solve them. Even I have solved the same question paper multiple times. So what it gives you is that, so the first thing is that I was training my mind. So because on the D day, what we have to do, on the examination day, what we have to do is that we have to see the question and then give a correct answer to it. So that way we have to practice our brain at least 1 month before itself. So that day will be very smooth for us. So it was a kind of training for my brain that, this is how I have to do on the examination day. So it won't be a new day for me. Like every day I used to solve question, on that day also I will be solving question. That will reduce some kind of stress. And also this was an effective way of revision because rather than going to this in one, it was very monotonous and very stressful also. So this way helped me. And also, when you are doing one question, there are 3 wrong options. So I used to always check why these answers became wrong. So from reading one question, I was studying 4 new things. So this is how I did my revision. So I used to do this thing, and this will help me in the examination hall also because it was some way training my brain to do the questions. So this is what actually we need during the exam. Another important thing associated with doing questions or this solving question banks or question paper is that you will get to know what kind of person you are. So this is very, very important. It's very important that we should understand whether we are a person who makes a lot of negative or not. Because in the examination, these negatives can really either can fetch you a good rank or can make you out of the list. So for me, I was a kind of person, I used to leave a lot of questions unattempted and my negatives used to be very less. So this was my way of doing. I don't suggest that this should be your way of doing, but you should know what kind of person I am. Based upon that, you have to do it on the examination day also. So I'll tell you very good example for this. So I was 2018 batch. So in that examination also, I have nearly skipped 8 to 10 questions definitely. And rank 2 has skipped no questions at all. He have attempted all the questions. Still he was rank 2 and I was rank 1. So it is a person's strategy. Rather than there is nothing, this is right or this is wrong. I wouldn't say that because this is a very live example. So that we should understand before itself. So this 1 month you can do in understanding what kind of person you are. Whether you make a lot of negative or not. So this solving the question paper and the question banks, a kind of revision, it trains your brain. It lets you analyze what kind of, how should you actually do the question paper. So these are the things I think solving question paper will definitely help you in this 1 month. Another thing you can do during this 1 month is that going through the annual reports or referring and revising all those things which is associated with number, data and all. Because there are multiple reasons for it. Why I consider doing all this at the end. Because I had a tendency of forgetting all those numbers. So it's good that you just do them 2 days before the exam so it stays fresh in your brain and then you can directly go and use it if at all required on the exam day. So this is why I used to do all these annual report kind of things at the end, and I wouldn't recommend reading the entire annual reports of all the premier institutes of India associated with fisheries. That's not required. You can go through the important data only and a few institutes. So not complete reading is not recommended because we don't have enough time now. So this was the one reason I considered reading the annual reports at the end. Another reason is that this annual report keeps on changing the data. So if you read them just few days, you should read the latest one. So that was also another reason why I thought of doing the annual reports towards the end of my preparation. So this is I think the right time you can just go through the annual reports and just list down the things that you think is important and then read them. That's all. No need of reading the entire annual report and doing a PhD on that. Not at all required. And even I think that there are few questions associated with these kind of things, very less questions. There will be hardly 1 or 2 questions. So you should remember that. So yes, this is another thing. So this is the thing you can do during the 1 month preparation. And I'd like to highlight few things that you should do on the exam day or you should not do on the exam day. That's the D day, Your performance on that day is very important. You should be stress free. Maybe your preparation is not that good, but that day if you could handle your stress, definitely you're going to get a good rank. So that is very important. So you go very, very relaxed. If I'm getting. If not, I'll do something else. Be confident. has become online, not online to be, it's a computer-based examination. So just staring at the computer screen for 2 straight hours actually gives you strain in your eyes. And imagine if you have not slept and having a headache already, this will ruin your day. So you will not be able to give you 100%. So I would definitely suggest having a good sleep before the examination. And also, there will be some kind of eye strain, and also be prepared and mentally prepared for all those things. And apart from that, if you're feeling like this question is very difficult, you're not able to do the first 20 or 30 questions, that ruins your all the strength and the confidence you are having. It really means you just lose everything. At that time, you should think that if you are not able to do this 30 questions, it means that it's a very difficult question paper. Every other student in India who is solving this question paper with you is also facing the same problem. So if the question paper is difficult and you have studied enough, it means that it's difficult for you, it's difficult for every other student also. So be with that confidence. So you have to do that also. Apart from that, time management is very important. Now there is 120 questions for 120 minutes. So you should not consider that I use 1 minute for each question. So this should never be your strategy. It should not be. You should not use one question and then 1 minute for each of these questions. According to me, you should finish the first reading very quickly. You can finish it within 45 to 1 hour. So that will be the best strategy, I think, finish it. But you read them properly and make sure that you are marking the correct answers. Be with full focus on the question paper. It should not be that you are in hurry and you are reading or you are making mistakes. That should not be the thing. Read, take like 1 hour and finish the entire question paper. Mark whichever you think is right answer and leave or whatever you don't know. Go for the second reading. At this time, you can go, let's take another half an hour and do the second reading of the entire question paper and again mark which you think is important. And the last half an hour is very important. So here is the thing I was telling, you should decide. Like there may be 2 questions which are difficult, but then maybe it's like, this question is slightly more difficult than the other one. So you should define these things, decide these things and that last half an hour. Or like, whatever time you are managing this. So based upon that, or at that time you should decide that how much number of questions you do. Yeah, this is another very important question I used to come across very frequently from my juniors also. They used to ask me, which is the right number of questions we should be doing. So I would suggest that, you should never go to an examination considering that there are 120 questions and I'll do 120. Or there are 120 questions or I'll be doing 80 or 100. You should never go with such a preconceived notion. It's you who has to decide the number in the examination hall, that too after reading the entire question paper. You have to make sure that you are deciding the number only after reading the entire question paper. Because, just imagine the question, I have few of my friends who has faced this problem. So, somebody might tell you, just do 100 and come. Imagine question paper was very easy, that everybody could do 120 or 110. So, you are at loss. So, you should, if you're feeling that this question is very easy, this question paper is easy, then your attempt number should be slightly on a higher side. Because everybody will give a wild guess and it might go right. And if you're thinking it's very, very difficult and there is no hope that, it's very difficult, then I think you can reduce the attempt number slightly less. So, this is something you should decide on that day. So that's what I'm telling you. You should be stress-free. You should be very, at that moment of time, you should have a very open mind. It's not 100% possible, but you should practice yourself. With these practicing the daily question papers for 1 month will definitely help you on that, the examination day. So this has to be done. I think this will definitely help. The question number, you should not go with any preconceived notion. You should decide it on the exam day, that by itself. So this is all I think you can do 1 month before examination. If I think you are having exam on the 17th of September, it's hardly 1 month. So what you can do is plan yourself how you're going to do, collect all the possible question papers or question banks, do them again and again. And these days there are so many websites providing this online examination and all, so you can also go through them. Use most of your time doing this, and you can also do some kind of revision from the books also if you have made some notes and all. So, and you can, I think that will be more than enough for the 1 month preparation. Thank you, and if there is any doubt, you can ask.
Thanks, Shilpa, for explaining each and every minute thing to be done during preparation while attempting the exam. So if there is any doubt, you can put that in chat box. And I think she has she has explained too good. Like each and every minute thing she has stressed out, like how to do multiple revisions, what are the things you have to do before the exam, how to go with which mindset you have to go for the exam, and what are the little care. What are the little tips also? Means before the exam, if you stress too much and you can't attempt, that means computer based test you can't take risk always. So she has stressed out all the things. So with this, thank you Shilpa, and I would like to welcome Janita. She will quickly explain the same, the strategy, the tricks, the shortcuts for the 1 month. What you have to look, what you have to take care of for the exam. So I welcome Janita. Janita, you please take over.
Okay, hi, welcome everyone, and good evening, and I hope you all are doing great and safe at home. So today I'll be sharing some tips that may help you guys in cracking GRS exam, and also maybe some tips for the juniors also first year to third year. So most of the things has been discussed by Atul sir and Shilpa ma'am already, because these are the most common tips now of what we followed, so I'll be talking those things again. So the last few months, it's really important. These are the crucial months. Like Shilpa has told, like others have told, like the last month, you need to give all your effort here and you need to focus in this month. Whatever you have read, like if you don't read earlier also it's fine, but this last month you have to give the full focus and full effort here. And so the basic thing what everyone also has told is revision. So revise whatever you have read, whatever you have gathered. So without revision, like nothing, no one is like they have good brain or something, nothing like that. Only thing is that people like revision and people don't consider this at all. Because they like revision, but that is the only most important first and the foremost important thing, doing revision. And so how many times to revise? Well, it depends on you, but the more you do revision, the more times you do it, the better it is. And if you have this habit of like forgetting things easily, then don't worry, just write it down. When you write things down, you like remember more properly, you remember more for long time. So if you have problem in remembering things, you better write it down. Have this habit of writing down the things. Even I used to write down a lot. I used to write, I'm a writer. So it really helped me a lot. So write it down if you have this, you forget things easily. So next slide please. And like what others have told, you please go through all the available question banks, mock test questions, and if you have previous test questions, just practice that again and again. Because even what I did the same thing, like in this last few months, I gathered all the question banks, whatever is there, whatever is available, and I practiced it a lot. So I'm not telling you that the questions should come from here itself, from the question banks, those itself, no. But this will help you to increase your confidence while answering your questions. So you go through, practice all the paper, question banks and whatever is available questions. And if you don't have time to revise all the things from top to bottom, like so many courses are there, so many subjects are there, then it's fine, totally fine. Don't worry about those. Because what you can do is when you're reading a particular question, you can read those notes which is related to that question. That's how you can help in revision also. If you don't have time to read all your notes and read them while you are reading a particular question. Let's say, for example, you're reading on, say, unclosed. So there's one particular question, let's say, unclosed 1 came into force in which year. Like if a particular question like this comes, what you can do is related to that unclosed. Like in unclosed 1, 2, 3 are there, not only the unclosed 1, what is given in the question. You can go through all these ones, unclosed 1, 2, 3. What does the other unclosed 1, 2, and 3 say? So like that you can flip your note if you have prepared, or you can go through this particular point, a particular part, and you can read according to that. So like this, if you do like this, then you will be able to cover almost 60%. So like this is one example. Let's take another example. If one question is in your question bank or somewhere, if you see a question like for the Gulf of Kutch Marine Park, what state or it's established in which year, if these questions are there, then you can just think in your mind that, oh, okay, something related to marine park is there, so what are the other marine parks available in India? It's there in India. So So like this you can relate and also the relevant to the particular question you can revise according like that. So that's how you can cover some of the most of the things even though you don't have time to read all through it again. So by the time you're reading the question, you just flip your notes and relevant associated with that question, you can go through that. So this kind of revision also. And if you find any new terms or any thing which is new to you when you go through any books or if you are reading a question, just don't just leave that unattended. Just at least try to know the meaning of that term. Like let's say most of the time, it's like sometimes when I read in question banks and all, sometimes let's say for example like Silakan and Latimeria, this species, I only came across in Ratnakumar books. Okay, like earlier to in my UZ, I haven't known this and I haven't came across this thing. So when I read through this question bank, so I came across this new term. So you try to find out what is that. Is it an organism? What is this thing? So you try to first at least the meaning of this thing, of those things is new to you. And also some like in economics like labor flow idea, what is income theory, some new terms maybe there which is new to you. Just don't leave it like that, just try to know at least the meaning. So if any, sometimes if some questions related to that also come, so you will be able to answer that. So try to know the meaning of any new terms which will come across next. So then comes the 17th September, the exam day. So I just want you guys, next slide please. Sorry, next slide please. This one. Oh yeah. So, okay, the exam day, so like others told, don't be stressed, just chill, just relax, just calm your mind, and you give your best thought, give whatever you have learned, whatever you have gained, you try to recall all those things and try to give everything what you have studied. So, you don't need to stress of it, whatever you have learned, whatever you have read, just try to recall and try to give and try to remind yourself and try to keep exam calmly. And when you read the questions, most of the time, even my friends, even me also, I face the same issue that you just read the questions only the half part, but if you start attempting the answers without reading the questions properly, only you read just 1 2 words and you just get the answer. Oh, I think somewhere like that, and you didn't read the questions properly, not till the end, but you just give the answers. But that is really wrong, so that mistakes may happen, so please don't try to make those mistakes, avoid those mistakes, and also check the options properly. Some options can be very similar, and sometimes, so similar options will be there, so try to read the questions properly also, and also the options properly, and give your answer accordingly. So don't be too overconfident that thinking that, oh, I know this without reading the questions, and you just attempt the answer. Don't be overconfident. It's a no thing, and don't also be less confident, but be perfectly confident when you give answers. And everyone, as usual, the elimination technique. So in a particular questions, there are 4 options, of which 2 will be unrelated. They will put 2 unrelated options, and of which, and again, of the 4, 2 will be very similar or very related. So you will be confused. So try to you focus on the 2 very similar options and choose answers from there. So elimination technique, everyone is aware of this. So even us also we follow this technique. And one thing which is most of the time true is that if a question is very familiar to you or you know the answer, so the first thing when you read the question, the thing is you should read the question properly also. But when you read the question, if it's familiar to you, you know. Then the first answer that comes into your mind, that is most of the time it's the right answer. So the first thing comes first, that is usually the right answer. So go for that. Don't overthink and again, if you already know, don't overthink and you should see the options properly also clearly and everything. But the thing is, if you know, then attempt that one. Some people, especially me and among my friends also, they know the answer, but they overthink, and they go for the other option. That happens like that. So many times you lose marks like that. So if you really know the answer, if you're confident, just attempt that one. Okay, next slide, please. Next slide, please, sir. Slide. Oh yeah. Okay, and if you feel you're running out of time, so no worries again. Here's what you can do. Like in our whole, there are maybe I think 50 subjects are there, 50 around 48, 50 courses are there. If you feel like you don't have enough time, then you can focus on the more important subjects. Like let's say, this is the last option, okay? I'm not saying to skip the others and look only to specifically what I'm giving here, but this is the last option. If you feel like you don't have much time, you can, when you go through question banks or any mock test bank, you know the area, right, where the questions most usually come. So let's say for FRM, they usually ask from taxonomy, like stock assessment. Many questions used to come from stock assessment. And like so marine and inland fisheries and other courses are like biology are there in FRM, right? Easy courses, biology of synthesis and many are there. But the most important one, you can, for a particular department, you can focus on the most important subjects where the questions will be asked. Like for example, what I'm giving here, like stock, so it's very important. You should not miss this subject. So this accordingly, and likewise for aquaculture also you can, if you respect water aquaculture, you don't need to go for a principle of aquaculture because these are more or less, these two are almost same. So like this in aquaculture, you can pick out the subjects which are important and most of the time questions is to come, and you can leave other courses under this department later. I mean, it's best if you can read all of it, but if you feel like only this is the last thing, okay, if you feel like you don't have time, you can focus on the important subjects on the department first. Like say for AXM, oceanography is important, is disease solution, most questions come from there. So like this, according to department-wise, you can pick out the subject and read. Engineering, even for extension, fisheries legislation used to come most of the time. Again, in cooperatives, fisheries cooperatives, they ask most questions from here. So these things. So you can just go smart work. If you don't have time, then you pick up something, like Abu said, so you read smartly. Like this is also another way of smart work. So only read according to syllabus. They won't ask anything from outside. Even when the examiner sets questions, they only see the syllabus and set questions from the syllabus only. So no need to read anything from outside. So you can follow this thing. Next thing is next slide. And adding to some more tips in general for everyone, starting from first year to fourth year, if people you can start preparing notes from now onwards. If you're in first year, second year, or third year, anytime now where you're standing now, you can start preparing your own notes from now itself. Because sometimes people have this habit of collecting seniors notes, but they are not according to their own convenience only, to their own understanding. So when you read, you may not understand, but the thing is, when you prepare your own notes, it will stay in your mind longer and you will understand. You have a clear understanding of the subject. So better to prepare your own notes and read books. Yeah, better you read books, focus on books. Because yes, it's true that in Google so many things are there, everything is available on internet. But the thing is, you need to read according in some framework, in some boundary, because internet is very vast. So that's why even teachers are there. And teachers are there because since if everything is available on internet also, teachers are there to guide us within the particular boundary, within the particular framework. So in books also, yeah, even though internet sources are there, you can focus on important popular books and read according to that. Because yeah, when you want something extra, you can search in Google and read it anywhere, it's fine. But better you focus on a particular framework within a boundary, because or else to avoid the complications and confusion. That's why people suggesting you to read books. And the first and the most important thing is having your foundation clear. The basic concepts about the subject should be clear. So when your concepts are clear, any twists and turns in the question, it comes, you will be able to answer those things. So have your basic concepts clear. If you have doubts, you ask your seniors, you ask your teachers, but at least clear your doubts. Okay. So this is the most important. And yeah, sometimes memorizing is very important. Memorizing is by hearting. Sometimes you need to memorize and by hearting, but not everything. So, but you should have your concepts clear. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Janita, thank you very much. And she has rightly pointed out the things. She has rightly pointed out the things to be done during exam and before the exam, and she has emphasized the importance of multiple revisions, like in exam. Yeah. So she has emphasized the importance of multiple revisions, and she have told means.
So my slides have disappeared.
Okay.
So my slides are disappeared. Okay. So should I continue or?
Yeah. You can continue.
Am
I
I
thought it
audible,
is.
sir?
You are audible. You can continue.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So, and one thing is like if you're really enthusiastic about fisheries, and you should, if you want to learn, if you want to improve, then fall in love with fisheries. Surround yourself with fisheries. What I meant to say is like relate everything, whatever you see, Like if you see a particular pond, I mean, what I'm saying is to exercise the brain and to exercise and improve yourself and to gain more knowledge on fisheries. There is like when you, let's take for example, if you see a particular pond, you can think of that, oh, how much powder people apply here, how much lime put in the pond, or what is the, let's say if the watercolor of the pond is green, why is that so? And if it's red, why is that? So you should be curious and you should ask questions, and you relate yourself with whatever you see, just as exercising your brain at that time. Or let's take another example. Let's say if you see an aquarium when you walk by, you see, or you're in your friend's home or in your home, you see aquarium and there's a goldfish right there. What you can do is like when you see the particular fish, you can remind yourself there's a fish, like, oh, goldfish is there. So what was the common name? What are the types of goldfish? Like what are the breeding season? What is the breeding season of that particular fish? Or what is the pH it can sustain? What is the is it hardy? These things, I'm just telling you how to exercise. So you can relate everything, whatever you see around you, especially. That's how you'll be able to improve yourself. So, and best thing is like if you share your knowledge with your friends, that's the best thing also to remember things. Even us, me and my friends have this habit of sharing and asking questions. If I came across anything new in the internet or whenever I read, I used to share with my friends. Like, a group of staff is known as friends. It's called the things and all. So I used to share, and that helps me to remember, and even my friends get benefited. So share your knowledge among your friends, and also ask us questions among yourself, and even us. What we did was in our study tour time while we were in train, we used to discuss in the train itself. We used to ask questions. We used to exchange whatever. This time it's really helpful. That's what I'm trying to say. And everyone, if you really want to crack, if you really want to be successful, then from within you should have this burning desire to achieve, to learn. So these things are very important. And be curious of everything. If something is there, if you put some particular thing, this is for not just for first year, but for everyone. So be inquisitive, be curious. Just ask yourself, ask your teachers why you use a particular chemical here, why we put this particular amount, what is the chemical reaction behind it, why is this organisms are growing or bioluminescence, how did it happen? So be curious and ask whatever you have doubt. So, and one useful piece is our first page, Fisheries and Academy. Those ever who is on Facebook, Instagram, you can follow and go through it because it's really in a brief, in a very exciting, in a very easy way. It's interpreted and it is presented, so you can go through this Fisheries and Academy page whenever you have free time, because all of the time is school and do everything, so you can use your time in a very productive way this way. The next slide, please. So for me, like hard work and consistency is the key to success. And believe in yourself, and really hard work plus smart work, not just hard work, and smart work also needed. And like then maybe people say like we need luck also, but I feel luck maybe may comprise of maybe 1%, but those people who really work hard are the luckiest person ever. So luck will come to those who really work hard. So work hard, and in this last few months, just give your best, live properly, live vigorously. And if I can do it, you guys can do it also. So all the best. So that's what I want to say. And next question.
So thank you, Jinita. So it was
Okay,
very
all the best. I can see.
it was an outstanding presentation, and I think you have explained, you have touched all the parts. So with this, would like to welcome Krishna sir. So he is our senior, and he is an all India topper, and right now he's pursuing his masters in Idaho University, USA, and he's very sincere and very dedicated. I won't tell much about him. It will means his academic achievements. So let us learn something from him. So Krishna sir, it is over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Chanakya. So, am I audible properly?
Yes sir, yes sir. Clearly you are audible.
Yeah, thank you. So, I'm just presenting my slides now. So, can you see my screen? Yeah.
Yes sir, yes sir. We can see yours.
Chanakya, is it visible?
Perfect sir,
My
perfect.
slide?
Perfectly visible.
Yeah. So, good evening to everyone and good morning from my side because it's like 8:55 now here in USA. So, I came to Texas for attending the Aquaculture America 2021. So, I'm in Texas now and I'm presenting in a conference. So, I don't have any presentation in conference, but I'm presenting this talk for you. So every time I got message from some juniors like they want to know how they can crack, like how they can approach outside universities or how they can apply. So I always guide them, and I just feel like how I did by myself, and it's like not easy and not very tough, but you need to be like consistent with your process, like when you are applying abroad universities, because it's not like within 6 months you will get, or it's not like within a month or within a year you will get. It may take like a month, or it may take like 2 or more years, or maybe 3 years, or maybe you may finish your PhD in like India, and again you can start your new PhD in abroad. So currently, I am, as Chanakya told, I am doing my PhD in the University of Idaho in the Department of Animal Veterinary and Food Sciences, and my major guide is Dr. Vikas Kumar. So, and I am very happy to be here and doing my PhD. So I'm going. So first slide is my like how I got admission in University of Idaho. So this is my educational journey. You can see, like I did not study in any English medium schools, and I'm not in a CBSE board, and I'm like a village guy, you know. So in India, if you are a went to Istanbul High School for my higher secondary. Then, so I did not lose any year. I just got admission in Faculty of Fisheries Science, that is Oslo University of Animal and Fisheries Sciences, and I did my bachelor there. When I applied for my DRA, then I got good rank, and I selected CIAP for the nutrition department for my master's. And here, when I was in CIP after my master's, I was applying for a university, but I did not get initially. I was trying hard for that one. So after completing my master's, I applied for the entrance exam for CIP PhD. So I got that PhD also, and I just joined that one. So I was there for more than 1.5 years, and I got admission here just 5 months ago. So I came here in US February 12. So you need to be consistent with your process, and you don't need to be so hurried like you will get within a month or within 6 months. So you should give time to yourself. So this is my, I was always afraid of English. So when I was in class 10, I got very good marks in it was more than 95 in all science subjects, but in English I got only 67 because I did not get common questions for essays and some letters. I was not good at English when I was doing my class 10 or when I was in school. So it's very tough for me. I got 95, more, even 90 in history. So and English it was only 67. So I worked hard for my English, and in 2013 when I did my higher secondary, I got 87. So it's jump from 67 to 87. So you need to give time, and you need to give time to your weaknesses to improve that weakness. And in 2017, I got admission in CIT. That was the best part which happened to me because when you are in CIT, you get all the facilities, not only in terms of research or in terms of good teachers. We all have good teachers in our state universities, but when you are in CIT, you get to meet many people from around from all over the India, and you get interaction with them, and you are not in your comfort zone, or in your you are outside of your comfort zone when you are in CIT. That's why. So I got chance to interact with other students. And I slowly I started speaking English. So it was tough initially, but it's not you cannot do that thing. And in 2018, when I was in second semester of master's, so I just joined in a spoken English class to improve my English. And the best thing is when I was applying for PhD in US, so I need to have my TOEFL score that should be above 79 out of 120. So I applied for the exam February 15, 2020. So in the first attempt, I got very good score, and you will not believe that I just prepared for TOEFL exam for 15 days. So and I got very good income. For my side, it's very good for me. Maybe not good for you, it's okay. But for me, getting 86, that is more than what I need. That's 79. So in the first attempt, I got good marks. Even you can see in my score, in speaking, I got 19, which is the lowest. Because I know I am not a good orator, so it's okay. But I just learned, and I did as much as possible. So I got 19, and overall it was 86, and it was and the good thing is, it was February 15th, and after that, the pandemic happened, and everything was closed. So it was the first and the last attempt I can do in that time. So I was lucky enough to get 86 marks in TOEFL exam. So I'll also explain how to appear for the TOEFL or even IELTS. was my first application in the abroad university. This university is in Portugal, so I did not finish my masters by that time, and that is July 2019. So I applied and I got, I selected for interview, I gave interview, and there was only one seat for that position, and this position was very good, and it was a mandatory fellowship, but I was unlucky and I was ranked second, and I didn't get the position, and I got just 0.2 less than the topper, so it's like 15.4 and 15.2. Then I feel like it's the first attempt and I got second rank, and it's good because in the getting, at least I appeared for the interview. That's a good part, and I learned how to prepare your CV, how to prepare cover letter, how to prepare your reference letter, and even I didn't know before that what is even reference letter, what is cover letter, and what is even CV. So I learned a lot during this process. So then comes to my rejection story, because I was applied for many universities and I did not get there. More than 10 universities I applied in last 2 years, and finally I got in US, the University of Idaho. So because 2019 July I first attempt for Portugal. In the same time I applied for Norway, the Norwegian University of Life Science, and I was thinking to apply for ICAR International Fellowship. So during that time, I need to have one offer letter from the abroad universities for like who can take me as a graduate and PhD student. And my supervisor was Dr. Samnail. Then she asked for offer letter. That's from India, but due to some reason I didn't get offer letter. Then I contacted Dr. Kumar and then my supervisor, then Sahu sir contacted Dr. Kumar, and they told about me. Then Dr. Kumar took two interviews, and we had an interaction, and he gave me offer letter, and I just applied for ICAR that fellowship. So I got offer letter from the Idaho. You can see from my screen that in the process, after CIT, after India, I got offer letter from University of Idaho. But I didn't stop applying other universities. Then in September, I applied for Denmark. Then in November, I applied for the University of Bergen in Norway. Then I got selected for the ICAR International Fellowship. The rest was ICAR International Fellowship. So it was in January 2nd, 2020. But then pandemic happens, and I don't know what to do that time. I don't know will I get my visa for US. It was very tough time that for me. But I didn't lose hope. After getting the fellowship also, ICAR International Fellowship, I again applied for other universities. Because I don't know it, and you never know what may happen in next. You may not get visa for US, but my dream was I have to do my PhD in abroad. So I applied again for Norway, again in Ireland, in Norway, then in Switzerland. Then luckily I got my visa after a year, that is January 2021, this year. So, and I just stopped applying to Germany. So after getting visa, it's confirmed like I'm coming to US. So then I didn't apply for Germany. I was preparing for Germany also. So I prepared my CV and also offer letter, and even I prepared my reference letters. But then after getting the visa, I didn't apply after that. So I got admission at University of Idaho. And next, this is a funny thing, when I applied for Portugal, so they are telling like I am underqualified because I didn't have any present international papers or any scientific papers from my master research, because by that time I was not finished. I didn't finish my master's in July, and it's like quite funny. But the thing is, at least I'm overqualified means like at least I publish something and I'm not underqualified during that time. So you never know how they are evaluating you and what their basic requirement. But you need to do work on. You need to do some. You need to publish your master's paper. It's very good. It's very important if you want to do your PhD abroad, because without a scientific paper or without any article, it's very tough to get admission in abroad. So these are the, if you are and my topic was higher education in abroad, but I more focus on higher education in terms of PhD in abroad, because personally I don't like to do, if you are in fisheries, I don't like to do masters from abroad, because in abroad, the master's course is for like 1.5 years or maybe 2 years, and you don't know like you will get your PhD in abroad, and you maybe need to go back to India and again do your masters and to get admission for PhD. So I always prefer to apply for like PhD in abroad, not masters. But it's okay if you are doing masters. If you want to apply for masters, if you are getting good laboratory, means good lab or even good professors who are reputed in their field, so you can do your masters in abroad, and you will get easily your PhD also. But if you don't know like what is the future after doing your masters in abroad, so I always suggest exposure to many people. It's about like strategies and the people you meet in CIP, and you'll get like many of your seniors are doing a PhD abroad in all over the world. So you'll get motivation from them, and you'll get some suggestions from them how to prepare and all. So you have to prepare for your GRF exam very well to get admission in CIP. And I'm not telling that if you are doing a master's from a state university, you will not get a chance to do a PhD abroad. It's not like that. But wherever you are doing, you should be confident enough, like, and you should fix your priority. If it's your dream to do PhD in abroad, then you should go for that. If it's like option, look, okay, I did not get PhD in CIT or maybe in India, so now I will apply for abroad. It's not like that. If you have a dream to do PhD in abroad, so you should start preparing from the beginning. It's not like after not getting a PhD in India. So if you are applying for PhD in abroad, there are two ways. One is a direct way from the directly the universities in abroad. They advertise their positions. They have some their own projects, so and they advertise their PhD positions through some online websites. So you can apply directly. You don't need to get any fellowship from India. You don't need to have any support from Indian government. So you just apply directly and you will get fellowship and scholarship from that university. But there is the other way is like you can apply for your Indian fellowships. Like I applied for Netaji Subhash ICAR International Fellowship, and also there are one more, that is the Fulbright Fellowship. But in Fulbright it's very tough to get Fulbright because it's open to all disciplines, not only for agricultural sciences. And if you are applying for your ICAR Netaji Subhash ICAR International Fellowship, that's only for your agricultural students, and you will get a good chance to get that like a fellowship if you are good enough in your academics, and also if you get your offer letter from abroad universities. So the basic things you need when you apply abroad for PhD is like your degree, at least your master's degree, and as a resume or CV, and a cover letter. Cover letter is like you are telling about yourself, like who you are and how much you are interested for you need to provide, you need to show your research proposal also, and or maybe in your SOP. So in that time, you need to know like which kind of research you are going to do in your field. So if you are doing in nutrition, as I did, so you need to look like what's the trend in research or what you can do in good major impact in your field. So and if you are applying to ICAR, the research should be like that, but there should be like benefit for India, Indian fisheries. So it's not like you are doing something very new or very smart work outside abroad or a very innovative thing, but if there is no application for India, so you may not get the chance to like get that fellowship. So that research program should be new, should be innovative, and it should be like applicable in Indian context. And the last thing is that you should be proficient in English, and you should do your exam like TOEFL, IELTS, and or like English. But when you are applying for ICAR fellowship, you don't need to have a TOEFL or IELTS. But when you are asking any professor in abroad, they may ask like, do you give an exam like TOEFL or IELTS? So that time it's very tough to do preparation within like month and appear for exam, because if that time everything is like you have short time. You need to do many things like prepare your CV, your cover letter, reference letter, very tough. So if you are planning to do your PhD abroad, you should plan when you will give your TOEFL or IELTS. And the thing is, some universities ask for you for like TOEFL or IELTS and theory, or some maybe only TOEFL or IELTS. And I would like to suggest you that if you are applying for only US, TOEFL is good for you. But if you want, like you don't know, you may get in US or maybe Europe or maybe in Australia, so you should use the IELTS. So it's like it's applicable for many countries. So IELTS is good if you are not only focused in the US. You don't have to appear for IELTS if you are going only, like if you are applying only for US. Even in US, IELTS is also applicable. So my suggestion is you should appear for this IELTS exam if you don't know where you are applying. And for my case, I gave the TOEFL exam, and because my supervisor, Dr. B.F.Sc, he told me to give TOEFL, I just gave that one. And in terms of if you are applying, the IELTS exam is somewhat less hard than the TOEFL, but it's okay, both are same pattern, and you don't need to be worried about this thing. It's like anything you can do, IELTS or TOEFL. If you are getting good marks in IELTS, definitely you will get good marks in TOEFL. And the tough is GRE is very tough. So if your university where you are applying, if they need GRE, so it's very tough to get a good score in GRE, like and suddenly. So if you are applying like University of Sterling, so they need GRE even during PhD. So if for like, I don't know like you need to give your GRE or not, but it's good if you are doing preparation for GRE and if you are getting good score. I always prefer you can give a GRE exam also. So many times, when we are doing master or even when we are in bachelor, we don't know like how to search for abroad universities, how to search like available opportunities outside. So there are good websites where you can get like any advertisement in PhD or maybe
You can see your screen, sir. It is in PPT mode, so I can see your slides.
Okay, okay. I'll just show like how to do that the scholarship video. It's like scholarship. So this is the website. You just go there, and if you are doing your masters in maybe in fish nutrition, you just type fish nutrition. You don't like available seeds in fish nutrition. You just type the keyword fish nutrition, PNG. Just and you just search. So you know that you can see like 2 PhD fellowships in fish nutrition. That is in Norway. In nutrition and health. That is also in Norway. And in Portugal there is one more. See, and you can even change the topic. You can just write aquaculture. So you get more options. So you have to spend some time in this website, so it will get more idea like how the available seeds are doing. Like when you click this one, so even how to apply and then what are the requirements for that PhD, and it should be well aware of these deadlines. When to apply, what's the last date. You don't do everything on the last moment, because sometimes you may need reference letters and you may need reference letters from your professor, and it's very tough if you approach your professor like for like last minute, like I need a reference letter. It's very tough to do reference letter within a day, so it takes time. So similar for your final PhD, that website. Yeah. Now it's in PowerPoint. The slide show mode.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's visible. Yeah. So I just told you like how to looking how you are how you can look for your PhD in abroad, like available positions from different countries. So you just go to these two websites and you can search for the available positions. And if sometimes you need to look for like professors who can give you your offer letter when you are applying for any fellowship in India. So for that you need to have good idea about your alumni who are doing their job, like maybe assistant professor, maybe scientist in different good universities. So you need to contact them, and you should not contact them through Facebook or any social media. It's not good to like text them like a professor like so I'm interested to do PhD abroad and through Facebook or maybe other social media. So you just go to the website, that university website. You just get their email ID, you mail your CV and your interest, and you'll get reply within a week. I think you'll get a reply from them. Or even if you are using social media, you can use a ResearchGate or Maximex or LinkedIn profile to approach any professor outside. So you don't use the Facebook or other Twitter or other other social media. And sometimes you don't know like your alumni, or maybe you are doing some if you are doing a master's in a field where you don't have good you don't have good alumni who are doing who are doing any job in abroad. So you just go to the good journals in aquaculture and in fisheries. There is aquaculture journal, or you can go to animal feed science and technology, and even in reviews articles about nutrition. So you just go there, you just look for the recent publication, and you just look at the corresponding author. So if you go to the corresponding author, you will get like information about their email ID. You'll get information about their labs and everything. So you can just contact them from that email ID. like maybe you are doing, you're interested to do in fish, in aquaculture, so you just write aquaculture or aquaculture. Then maybe you are interested in molecular work, like say genes. I think it's showing like all the journals within the LCYR, so you can go any one of them. This is for aquaculture report. There are person is author, so you just click there. So you get their email ID, even where they are doing their, like where they are working. You will get information about their lab and all. So you can mail them your CV if you are interested. Like if you are if you feel like that professor or that scientist is doing good work in your field, only that time you just mail. It's not like randomly you mail everyone and you'll get reply from everyone. It's not good. So you just first search like who are the professor. You go to their research work through Google Scholar or maybe through the research game, and you see what they are doing and how many PhD students they are having, or maybe master's students they are having in their research area, and you can approach them and you can send your CV to them, and if they are interested they can hire. So I just wanted to like give some hands-on training, how to search for the professor and research lab, and how to look for opportunities in abroad. So the next part is like how to write your resume or CV, cover letter or reference letters. So my suggestion is, if you want to qualify yourself, you can take screenshots of what I will present next, and you just modify that one. And if you want to explore, you just take screenshot, you just get some idea. Okay, these are the things we need to like include in a CV or maybe a cover letter or reference letter, and you can modify that one. You just look for more CV.
Candy po mummy దగ్గర po mummy పిలుస్తుంది ఇట్రా candy ఇట్రా
And you can modify that thing.
పద candy mummy పిలుస్తుంది
Your education background and my background is quite different, and you are maybe good at some sports, or maybe you may be a good leader when you are in your bachelor degree or your master degree. You may be in the union or the students union, so you need to include those parts also. But I was not good at this thing, so I didn't include those parts in my CV. So you just modify your CV as per your academic and your other sports, or maybe your other interaction in it. So you need to include all the points in your CV, but that should be very briefly. You should include those parts. So you can just take a screenshot of my CV, or even I can share my CV if you just text me that if you need my CV, you can. I just mail in that my CV. So in CV, if you are a student, so if you don't have any experience yet, so first portion will be like your education background. So and you don't need to mention your school or your higher secondary or even your class 10 marks. You just need to write your bachelor degree and your master's degree, in which year and how can it be your GPA. It's like I wrote my GPA. It's like when I was applying for any professional trainings like during your master's or even your bachelor degree or even when you are in school, maybe you did some computer computer trainings and all. You can include those parts as a training, and so you can include like title, the organization has for your training, the place, and also the duration. And the next part is that if you attended any conference, any symposium or workshop, but you can include those things. But you shouldn't mention now like online online webinar, because in last two years you have attended more than 100, I know. So this will give all the webinars, so it will be like 100 pages of your CV. You just mention the in-person conference or symposium you have attended, and if some symposium, like if it's not like webinar, it's like a actual conference that may be through online, so you can include those part also, and you can include some online courses. You may read from like online courses that you did from NPTEL or maybe from your Udemy, Unacademy. So if you read any online course, you can include those parts also in another section. And then your computer proficiency, because when you are applying for abroad, you need to know like how to do some data analysis and all. So you need to include those parts, computer proficiency, and also your linguistic skill, like what is your mother tongue and other language you know. And it's good if you are having TOEFL or IELTS score before you are applying for like at the last moment. You should not do like that. If you are having your score in advance, so you can add those parts in your CV. This CV is the latest one because I prepared this CV when I was applying for University of Idaho. Before that, I was having different CVs, and I didn't have any score, TOEFL score or other. So I just wrote like I know English, but they did not believe like if you know English, so you should have some proof, like you have maybe you got your score in GRE or your IELTS or TOEFL. So if you are including those things in your CV, so it's a good thing. So the professor, they can think, okay, he or she is good in English, so it's like advantage for you. And you can include the publications like in different sections, like your full-length article, or maybe you can write like research article you publish, then popular article, and some technical article. Technical article means like when you are in your master's or in bachelor degree, you may get some exposure to do some trainings with farmers or with like take part in like normal trainings in your department. So you can include those parts, those articles from the manuals. If you are writing a manual article, you can include it as a technical article, and you can write as a like normal manual article. And lastly, you can also add abstract. If you are present in abstract in a conference, so you can add that abstract. And if you are good at sports, maybe you are good at your in student union, you can add those parts also in your CV. And just mention the last date you modified your CV, and also you include your signature. And after that, sometimes like you may need to add a referee. Referee means like your professor has from you, like maybe your supervisor, maybe your HOD, or maybe any professor from your bachelor degree. So you can include sometimes you may need to send reference letter like this, like with stamp and signature, and sometimes you don't need to have any reference letter. You just mention the reference names, like your the professor name, their email ID, their contact number, and their detail in your last page of your CV. And if you are selected for that fellowship or maybe in the for that position, so the university, they will directly contact your referees about you, like they will mail them like about like your academic career or how you are, maybe when you did your bachelor or even when you did your master's. But if it's good if you have some reference letter already, you just make some formats, and if you need some reference letter immediately, you just send them those formats to your professor, and they will modify those reference letter, and they will definitely provide you reference letter as soon as possible. So I just explained like all the parts except the cover letter and SOP, because these two parts are very it's not like common for all. Like CV, you can use the same CV for different universities, but cover letter you need to modify every time, because you don't know which university they're applying, even in which position. So in cover letter you need to mention like how much you are interested for that position when you are applying. So you need to modify your cover letter and your research proposal if you are applying for any fellowship in India. So I'm not going to like explain how to do those parts. So you can just go online and see some cover letter and how to prepare research proposal. Because if I explain research proposal, that's a vast thing. So it's very tough to explain everything like within like 30 or 40 minutes. So my suggestion is you go online, you just check some cover letters, and you get some idea. It's not like you need to use the same wordings and all, because you need to modify it every time when you are applying a new university. So, but you can have some of the idea from the different like online cover letters, or maybe from your seniors, and you can get some idea, but you should do by yourself, because the same cover letter may be used by other students, or maybe from your friends may use the same cover letter and got the same cover letter from the senior, and that he gave that same cover letter to the university. So, and if you are giving the same cover letter, it's like copy and paste, and there will be like bad impact from like they will think like, oh, it's like you didn't give your time to write this cover letter. So you need to do cover letter by yourself, and you need to focus like how to like online for preparation of research proposal. So you need to give more time to search like the research trends, and also the innovative research which are going on in different research labs in your discipline. So for research proposal, you need to read a lot, like your journal articles, even normal articles from different websites. So you need to give time to write a research proposal. So I'm just share some of the success stories. Success it's not like success if you are going to abroad. It's like if you are in India, if you are doing good work, success is like a relative term. Someone may be got like it's like satisfaction. How you are satisfied with your work. You may be satisfied if you are getting a job in your state, or if you may be satisfied if you are assistant professor in India, or you may be satisfied if you are getting ARS. So it's like, or maybe you are satisfied if you are getting a job in a good company. So it's like a relative term. It's not like going abroad is the only success, or getting ARS is the only success when you are doing your study in fisheries. So it's like it depends on you how much you are satisfied with your success. So I'll just share a few of them, how they are excelling in their areas in abroad. fish nutrition and biochemistry, and they apply for other universities, and they are doing very good. And they are not only doing their research in fish nutrition or biochemistry, they are doing even one of the senior are working with API. In US there is API forensic department, so they are doing it, working with them. Even some of the our senior working on diabetes, working on cancer. So it's like huge opportunities outside there. So it's like it's not confined to specific only fish nutrition or biochemistry. So the first one is my supervisor, Dr. B.F.Sc. So he did his bachelor degree from CAU, College of Fisheries, Tripura, and now he is assistant professor in University of Idaho. So he is in the field, and in the fish nutrition field, and doing great work. And if I say this aquaculture research institute, that is University of Idaho, is one of the top most research institute for fish nutrition. So and the quality of research is very good here. If you are looking for any good lab in abroad for fish nutrition. And the second one is Dr. Saugata Misra. So he did his bachelor degree from from IB, like Indian Fisheries Science, Postgraduate University of Animal and Fisheries Sciences. And now he is working on the selenium to mitigate the cancer and how it can be used for cancer treatment. So it's like he did his bachelor degree in fisheries science, he did his master's in biochemistry and nutrition and biochemistry, and now he is working on the cancer research. So it's like that is a very good opportunities if you are going abroad and if you are interested in other fields. So currently he joined the Pennsylvania State University, I think this year or maybe last year. He was in Sweden earlier, and now he is in US. And next one is Dr. Manas R. Biswal. So he did his bachelor degree from OUAT, that is Fisheries Science from Bhubaneswar, and masters from CIT. And he is working on diabetics now. So it's he did masters in fish nutrition, and now he is working on human diabetes. So it's very uncommon, and they are doing very good research, and they are all well known in their field. And next one is Dr. Santosh Karan. So he did his bachelor from Bangalore, Fisheries Science, and masters from CIT, and he did his PhD in biology, that is genetics and molecular biology, from the Dalhousie University, Canada. He was assistant professor, and he was also an associate research scientist in USA, but currently he is 2 months ago he just joined the Scribe Therapeutics as an investigator. The Scribe Therapeutics is a genetical engineering, they are genetical medicines. So through genetical engineering they made some medicines for genetical disorders. So he is working in that area. This is a US Canada-based company, that is Scribe Therapeutics. The next is Dr. Aneswar Singh. From Ratnagiri, he did his bachelor degree. Now he is an associate professor in Department of Forensic Science, and he is working with FBI sometimes. So it's like very uncommon for us, like you are in a fisheries background and now you are working in forensic science, and it's very interesting to know about them, how they are doing their work. And next one is Dr. Vidyasagar. He did his bachelor from OUAT and master's from CIT, and now he is working on HIV biology and also on HIV virus and AIDS it's not like and I didn't mention all the alumni from our department. It's like a few of them. There are many professors and many scientists who are doing great work in India and in abroad. So it's like few of them. So what I want to tell from this slide is like it's not you will get a big jump and you will get your achieve your goal. It's like stepwise process. So and you should have patience when you are applying for your like abroad universities, and you should be very confident. Like you have no other options. Like if you are interested in abroad, that's the only thing. That is, you should not have any plan B. Okay, if I'm not getting in abroad, so I'll do this thing, I'll do that thing. It's not like that. You should not have any plan B. It's like only plan A. I'm going abroad means I'm going abroad, and you need to give time for that. And it takes small steps towards that. Like you build your CV very strong, and there is no shortcut in any field. You should do hard work when you are in bachelor degree. You should do hard work when you are in master's. Hard work doesn't mean like you need to read a lot or you need to just focus on your examinations. Like you should be you should have good background and you should have good in your field. Like when you are doing masters means your masters in fish nutrition and your masters in fish processing technology. Masters you should know at least the basic thing of that discipline. So take small steps towards your goal. Sometimes we are we take some more pressure and we put this some we just lost our focus and we give more pressure on ourselves. So it's not good. You should be focused and you should be confident. And the thing is, in this slide is presenting like if you are looking for opportunity, you should step up. It's not like opportunity will come to you. You should go towards the opportunity. You should search for opportunity. Opportunity will not come to you. You have to explore the opportunity. It's not like if you got the good GRF rank, you got good department in your like in masters, and that's all. Then explore like what next. You have to explore all the time, like what opportunity is coming next. So and you have to be well prepared for all the opportunities. So that's all, and thank you so much. And I already told like I am not a good orator, and I am not a guy like who can present something in front of many people. I just more of like introvert kind, and I am always good at like one-by-one conversation, one-to-one conversation. So it's a good opportunity for me at least to work on my weakness. Like as I told, like I'm not a good orator, so it's my weakness, and I'm working on that. And thank you for your patience and for the attending for this webinar. And thank you, Chanakya, for giving me a chance to like tell my story, how I applied for different universities and all, and how I go through different problems and ups and downs. Thank you, Chanakya, and thank you all.
A huge thanks, sir. You have given exhaustive seminar, like a talk, and you have given each and every minute detail, smallest detail, how to approach, how to build CV, how to write cover letter, and all the things. And I think you have busted many myths. So people used to say we are from a rural background, we can't go abroad, or we have limited resources. But you showed us like it's what from where we belong. It doesn't matter. So with constant efforts, with consistency, we can make it to big. So thank you, sir. Thank you for motivating us. Thanks for the exhaustive, and it is quite motivating not only for UG. It is for everyone. It is very interesting, motivating, and we are all fortunate to attend this your talk. And with this, so thank you, sir. So if you have any doubts, queries regarding the thing like applying PhD in abroad, you can write that in box. Sir will chat box. Sir will answer you. And with this, we will go for the next topic.
Here, like if you are not getting a chance, like if I'm not getting chance to reply now, you can just make a message, or you can just mail me, and you can just text me in LinkedIn or maybe in Facebook. So I'll just answer your all the questions or queries.
Thank you, sir. And we also have two special talks. Like they are quite younger. One is B.F.Sc second year, and the other guy is B.F.Sc third year, B.F.Sc fourth year. But they are doing very fascinating things, and they are very quite creative, and they are doing so much wonderful things in networking, managing talent skills. So we thought this can be a good platform to acknowledge their things. So I would like to welcome Mr. Fisheries Pinak. Pinak Bamania. Many of you who are active in Facebook, Instagram, you might be knowing him. So we'll listen what he's up to, what are his thoughts, and what are his future plans. Okay, Pinak, it's over to you. You can start.